Hello and welcome to another anime lore and theory video. I'm Shergok, your host, and today we are going to take a closer look at what would happen if the undead overlord Ainz Ooal Gown would have been brought to the new world at level 1. But before we're going to take a closer look at any of this, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel and say my thanks to all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's take a look at the topic at hand. Ainz Ooal Gown is arguably one of the most overpowered isekai protagonists out there, despite not even being the strongest in his guild in terms of both stats and combat abilities. Even compared to Shalltear Bloodfallen, a mere floor guardian, he is much weaker than her. And he only won the battle against her through his sharp intellect and a profound understanding of tactics, RPG mechanics, and strategy. In other words, he is even stronger than his stat values would suggest. Adding to this, he also possesses a world-class item, a guild item, and his extremely powerful regular equipment. But what if Ainz Ooal Gown didn't come to the new world with his full power intact, and without the Great Tomb of Nezarec? What if he came alone and at level 1, perhaps while experimenting with a new character build he hadn't tried before at the very end of Yggdrasil Online, and just before he could level up, equip himself, or retrieve the other items he carried and has set aside? That is, even those from his inventory, since he wanted to check each item personally. He now suddenly found himself as a normal skeleton mage in the new world, at the exact location where the Great Tomb now stands. And Ainz Ooal Gown's new goal in this scenario would not be to reunite with his friends or care for his NPCs, but simply to survive. In the beginning, being careless in the new world would significantly increase, to put it mildly, the chance of his death. Whether it's the various dangers present, such as ogres, goblin warbands, or bandits who thought it was a good idea to pick a fight with Shalltear Bloodfallen, her 2 vampire brides, and Solution Epsilon at the same time. Or simply some adventurers on patrol. Ainz could also make the mistake of going to Karen, only to be chased away by an angry mob of villagers who refuse to believe that Ainz has no intention of harming humans, because he is undead. They might be unwilling to take the risk of being deceived by Ainz, even though he talks politely and doesn't seem that strong. So even if people like Henry or his sister would feel empathy, Ainz Ooal Gown would be chased out of the village. And let's say therefore that Ainz is being pursued by these villagers. But then, cries for help come from the village of Karen, causing the mob to stop chasing Ainz and to turn back. In this scenario, Ainz wouldn't have managed to take out the Sunlight Scripture, of course, and to save Gazav and his warrior group, so they are all doomed. Of course, Ainz would naturally seize the opportunity to continue fleeing, and wouldn't know exactly why the villagers ran back, only that many screams and battle noises were heard. Since the villagers are running back towards civilization, and Karen was just one of the many border villages that the Sunlight Scripture had attacked, Ainz is going into the opposite direction, and would therefore essentially cross the trail of destruction left by the Sunlight Scripture, and find refuge in an abandoned, burnt-out village. What instilled such fear and panic in the villagers that they stopped chasing him would also occupy Ainz Ooal Gown's mind. But one thing is clear, it must have been much more powerful than Ainz, as he would observe from the battle traces in the village. And here Ainz Ooal Gown will experience for the first time his emotional damper that makes him act more calmly and thoughtfully. Shortly after, he will realize how weak he is, and that he must become stronger. At this point, a basic spell that Ainz masters becomes crucial, a praise item, With this spell, he can intuitively understand what an item does and how to use it, discern the effects and capabilities of various plants and objects. A wellspring of information for the still very confused Ainz. So the skeleton mage, for he isn't an overlord anymore, will earn his first money by searching through the ruins of the destroyed villages for valuable items and other loot. Or at least he will try. And among other things, he finds enough clothing to cover himself from head to toe, along with pain-relieving and medical herbs, and a dagger. The next step will be to level up, and similar to Kazuma, who started in another world at level 1, Ainz will quickly become stronger at the beginning. Through strategizing and exploring the ruined villages, he gains a level in Strategist and a level in Ranger. But after attempting to sell the herbs that he harvested to a caravan passing through one of the now ruined villages on the way to Irantel, he gets discovered after one of the wrecks he wore slips, leading to exposure of his skeletal face. But while fleeing and scolding himself for approaching a caravan full of very people, as an undead in a ruined village at that, Ainz manages to fatally wound one of his pursuers, a young guard, using a combination of basic magic and a few sword blows. And while most of his pursuers stop, in order to use the herbs that Ainz Ooal Gown has just sold in exchange for the sword, to cure him, two faster and seemingly more experienced guards, backed by a merchant that can't quite manage to keep up with all of them, continue the pursuit. And just when it seemed that they could catch up, the old caravan master, painting and completely out of breath, whistles and shouts something about the Cat's Plane, and he warns them that they would end up looking just like Ainz if the two guards don't stop the pursuit, and this allows Ainz Ooal Gown to escape. Upon arriving at the plains, Ainz realizes that he is among his own kind, the undead, and after casting the analysis spell on himself, he discovers that his character build makes no sense, but that he indeed had accidentally leveled up. However, now that Ainz has found a safe place on the plains and knows he can level up easily, he decided, as an undead who doesn't need food, water, sleep or clothing or shelter from the elements, to explore the plains and to train and level up. And what he precisely does there will be revealed in the second part of this mini-series. For today, that's pretty much it. And here are the levels that Ainz Ooal Gown has gained. And now it's your turn. What do you think about this video and about how Ainz Ooal Gown would try to survive in the new world as a level 1 skeleton mage? Let me know it down in the comment section. And while you type, let me quickly thank my Patreons and say my special thanks to Ada Daddy Ada, ASK, Badger Ye, Bad Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Dragonlord Placido Saxophone, Duckwagon, Dunkle Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feralshivan, Guy with That Hat, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazor, Mervek, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pentum, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Cune Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Sir Axolotl, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rock Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenokai, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.